Good morning everybody and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing, the home of Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up and Co. This is our BTCC replica championship, and what a fantastic championship it's been as well. Absolutely loved every race. These guys race hard, and that's what BTCC is all about. We don't mind a bit of door bashing, a bit of paint trading is all part of it. Trying to knock each other's wing mirrors off, it's all a bit of the fun. This week, I'm not sure, I think this is one of the lost rounds. We did have a couple of lost rounds actually, and I think we've caught them all up, and this is the final one. I believe this should have been round 5. Now, we've not quite got all of it. We've only got races 2 and 3, so race 1 has just completely disappeared. If we can find it, we will bring it, but at the minute, it's just going to be races 2 and 3. We are in the States and we're at the Blue Moon Speedway infield. B. This is a fictional track, 1.74 miles and 5 turns, so nothing to it. As you can see from the top right, it's just like a body shaped oblong really, isn't it? With a couple of turns in it. Very quick track. One notable corner actually is turn 4. You've really got to get that one right, otherwise you are going to be slamming yourself into barrier. So we'll keep an eye on the guys as they go through that. So without further ado, let's have a look and see where they all are on the grid. So Thomas has got himself in pole position. Willard is in second. Tidders is third. Hawkeye is fourth. Matty is fifth. Cy 6. Unforgiven 7th. Oh, some of the livery's missing. Aussie Rooster is 8th. Silly Shot 9. Brian Moncani is 10. Grasshopper 11th. Hodgie is 12th, Stealth 13th, and Bob, or IQCW4, is in 14th. So back up to the top. Let's get this race underway then. Great start. So 2 15-minute races, or should I say 2 15 minutes of absolute mayhem. Oh, no, who's that? He's not going to start. I think it was Tidders, just didn't get off the line. Let's just go back and have a look. Was it Tidders? No, he went backwards. Oh, of course you do. That seems to be the new trend these days, to actually go backwards at the start. I think Phaser set that one off. Well, it's not done him any harm, has it? It's he's still in P3 as Thomas and Willard go through the first bend, and Tidders manages to hold on to 3. Maybe that's a new plan. You just reverse that great big Merc into the car behind you, smash into Unforgiven, and just knock him off his stride a bit. Brilliant stuff. Told you these guys play hard. Unforgiven then in 4th. Now then. Oh, well, let's have a look. I was going to say, we seem to have everybody slowing down now. Then let's have a look and see what's gone on here. Oh, I can see the smoke through it. These guys don't mess about, do they? Now then, we're on board with Aussie Rooster. In fact, let's go on board with who's at the back? Who's at the back? It's Bob. Oh, and there we go. Cars absolutely everywhere. I'm not even sure what happened there. I don't care what happened. It's just all good fun. As Bob carries on through, sod the safety car. Let's just keep going. Come on, what are you all waiting for? Look at Bob go. He don't care, he's not bothered about a safety car. You lot can wait, I'm not going to, he says. Brilliant stuff. I think he's going to have to drop back. You can't overtake everybody on a safety car. You may get the jump on one person, I don't know. Brilliant stuff. What a start to this race. So while we're waiting for everybody to catch up, let's have a look. Thomas is still out in front. Willard just behind him in 2nd. Then Tidders. Unforgiven in 4th, Grasshopper, Silly Shot, Matty, Stealth in 8th, Bob in 9th, finally, 10th is Cy, Hodgie, Brian Moncani, Hawkeye and Aussie Rooster bringing up the rear, who's all involved in that little incident at turn 1. Wow, we've not even completed a lap. Well, I think we're just about to complete a lap, and I think this is where Thomas is going to give us the go, go, go. He's going to slam his foot down. And there we go, up towards turn 1. So everybody across the start-finish line then into turn 1. Let's see if we can get through it this time, shall we? We'll take the chase cam so we can see what's happening just ahead. We are on board with Aussie. I think I'm going to have eyes in the back of my head with this race and these guys. Well, they've all just calmed down a little bit now as we get in through turn 1. And Aussie Rooster, whoa, what a great line he took there through turn 2 in that Cosworth. Hawkeye now dropping down to 14th. Up at the top, let's have a look. It is still Thomas in the Volvo, but he's being challenged by Willard, and Willard has got himself onto the inside. Where are we? I don't know where we are. We're on turn 5. There we go. These laps that go so quick and furiously, these laps. I don't know where we are on track, but there we go. Through turn 5, Willard gets himself in front of the Volvo and heads towards turn 1. So Willard looking good at the minute. So car's really slammed down. That is quite a drop from the straight onto the entry into turn 1. And then as you exit turn 1, you've got to slam your car up onto another bank before going through turn 2, and we can see Willard just leading Thomas. Now just behind Thomas we've got Unforgiven. Livery not come through for some reason, apologies for that. Then a great little battle behind, we've got Matty and Tidders. So 2 of them without their liveries. Oh, as Matty gets pushed onto that barrier, sparks fly as they go through turn 4. It's said at the beginning, turn 4 is going to be the tough one. And Matty scraped that wall. He's going to get taken by Sai now. Sai is having a look around the outside and just gets his nose in front. So Matty drops down to 7th. Silly Shot in the Civic catching up very quickly as they come towards turn 1. Silly Shot dives to the inside. He's going to take that lower line and go through the inside into turn 1. Not such a big old slam into the embankment. You're still slamming up that embankment, but it's not as bad if you take that lower line. So Silly Shot now in 7th with Matty just behind him in 8th. We've got Stealth in 9th, just leading another little group here. Stealth just ahead of Bob, who's in 10th. Brian Moncani in 11th. Hodgie in 12th with Aussie in 13th there. And it is all nice and tight, just how we like it. Through turn 4 they go, and nobody scraping the barrier that time as Bob and Hodgie decide to go side by side. Now then, Bob has got the slipstream of Brian Moncani, but he's going to catch him up very quickly, so he's going to have to move to the inside. Who should we go on board? I don't know who to go on board. Let's go on board with Bob. A quick look. Oh, forget that. Let's go on board with Brian Moncani then. Oh, forget that as well. It's just scaffolding in the boot. As Bob goes very deep. I think he got a bit of a slide on into turn 1 as Brian Moncani goes into 10th. Bob is in 11th. Aussie 12th and Hodgie there in 13th, and Brian Moncani just takes us through turn 2 down towards turn 3. A bit of a kink in the road as a right-hander, which takes us up to the notorious turn 4. Hard on the brakes, get that car slowed down, cut as much as you can out of that left-hand corner before you scrape the wall. And Brian Moncani made it look very easy, didn't he? And he's on the chase now into the slipstream of the cars in front. We've got Matty and Stealth up ahead. Some great battling taking place. We've got Aussie down in 12th in that Cosworth, Hodgie in 13th in the Merc, and Hawkeye in 14th. But they are all still pretty close as Willard still out in front. Unforgiven now. Oh, what has happened to Thomas? He's dropped down to 4th. Let's... well, he was in 3rd. Unforgiven got by. So we're not going to go back any further than that. Oh, what a big old slide from Thomas. He's managed to catch it out of turn 4, but that did cost him. And as Grasshopper goes through, takes full advantage of that mistake from Thomas. He's just pushing so hard. So Thomas now down to 4th. Tidders in 5th. We've got Willard trying to open up a bit of a gap, but Unforgiven, he's staying with him. Unforgiven, he's just not letting Willard get away. Let's go on board with Unforgiven. Oh, that's a better view, isn't it, out the rear view? None of that silly scaffolding required for Unforgiven. So Unforgiven in 2nd as he tries to stay in the slipstream of Willard across the start-finish line to start the lap 6. We are just over 5 minutes into this first race, so just under 10 minutes to go. Bit of a gap starting to appear now as Willard gets a little bit slidey into turn 1, and these cars really do lean into these turns, don't they? It's fantastic to see. Through turn 2 and head towards turn 3, and now Unforgiven definitely a lot quicker than Willard through that sector. Up towards turn 4, is Unforgiven going to have a look? No, he's not. and a wise man as well. Now he's got to take a tighter line, otherwise he's going to hit the back of Willard. Willard slams the door shut on him and takes that inside line through the final turn at turn 5. Now back onto the start finish straight, and we're back where we were less than a minute ago. Fastest man on track is Unforgiven actually with a 53.1, and he's picking up a bit of slipstream actually from Willard, so that will help. Into turn 1 again, onto the brakes. Oh, Willard gets very squirrely. This could be opportunity for Unforgiven, and he takes it. He didn't need asking twice, did he? Now then, where is Willard? He is on the outside. Let's have a look at this. Willard still battling hard. He's going to have to concede this one and drop in behind Unforgiven, or is he? He's got the inside line, but he's not quite ahead far enough. Now then, up towards turn 4. Hard on the brakes. Now then, is Willard going to try and go the old switcheroo? No, he's not. Almost scrapes the barrier, so Unforgiven now through to take the lead of this race. Willard down into second with Grasshopper right up his chuff now in third and looking to make a move on him. So it is the two BMWs against the, what is it, a Honda? I think it's a Honda. So it is BMW against the Honda. Now that Honda does look like it's got some pace about it as Willard goes to the inside into turn 1. Not quite far enough ahead. Oh, as he almost has a bit of a session there with Grasshopper. Grasshopper manages to avoid the collision, but pushing, oh, now he doesn't. Into barrier, a bit of a scrape, but it's kept him going. May have lost a tenth, I'm not quite sure really, but Grasshopper has just dropped off the back of Willard. Bit of breathing space for Willard just for the next couple of turns, but I'm sure Grasshopper is going to push to catch back up again. Let's see what's happening elsewhere. Tidders in fourth. That car really lurches forward when you slam the brakes on as we get towards turn 4, but Tidders holding on to P4. Stealth up to P5. This is better from Stealth. Come on, Stealth, let's get you on a podium in that Honda. Get into the slipstream of Tidders just up ahead. That is a big old chunk of murk, isn't it? So it should be able to cut a nice hole through the air for you to catch up Stealth. So Stealth gets right up underneath the rear wing of Tidders. Oh, and he's having a look around the outside. Oh, he's gone too far wide. Manages to gather it back up and back onto the track again. I think that caught him out actually. He wasn't quite ready to make the move there. Ended up drifting out wide, but very quickly back onto the track. Some good car control from Stealth. That could have gone very wrong very quickly for him as he follows Tidders up towards turn 4. We are at 8.5 minutes, so just over the halfway line in this second race of 3. We don't know where race 1 is, but never mind, we've got this one instead. It's just as good, isn't it? Now then, if we look behind, we've got Sai leading another little group of cars. Matty in 7th, he's followed by Thomas in 8th. Thomas really dropping down the field, isn't he, considering he started on pole. Silly Shot in 9th, he's having a look at the inside of Thomas. Silly Shot does like to take that lower, tighter line. Thomas looking for the old switcheroo as they exit turn 1 and slam onto that embankment. Now then, look at this, almost 4 wide. Thomas trying to find a gap. Sai just holding on to the lead with Matty just behind him in 7th. Silly Shot in 8th, Thomas in 9th. Let's go on board with Thomas, shall we, as it all gets very congested. As we go through turn 4, sparks fly off of Sai's car as he scrapes the barrier. Thomas looking for a way. Now then, that has slowed Sai down. Oh, and look at this, through the inside goes Brian Moncani. As a driver, you've got to have eyes up in the back of your head. Sai tucking underneath the Volvo into 10th. Brian Moncani in 8th as we fast approach turn 1 and 10 minutes as well. You can see the car jolt as it slams down off of the start, and see the same again as we go up, there we go, onto the embankment as we go exit through turn 1 up towards turn 2. Quick look behind us, Sai a couple of car lengths behind. Let's come out and do the old chase cam as we follow them through turn 3 up towards turn 4. Silly Shot, as you can have a look around the outside. No, Matty I think has gone defensive, which is going to compromise his entry into turn 4, but it seems to have worked for him. Brian Moncani getting into the slip of Matty as he pulls alongside Silly Shot. This is going to be a race down towards turn 1, isn't it? Both of them looking for the slipstream, and Matty says neither of you having it, and he pulls to the inside. Now Silly Shot goes over to oh, and Simon giving a bit of a bump with Thomas as well. It is all kicking off back here. Let's have a look, see where Bob is. He's in 11th, all on his lonesome at the minute. Aussie in 12th. Then we've got Hawkeye and Hodgie. Oh, well, we've missed what's happened to Hawkeye and Hodgie, but they must have had an almighty coming together because they are so far behind. We have just gone over the 11th minute mark. Back up to the top, Unforgiven. Started to open up a bit of a gap now. That gap is looking about just over a second, I think. About 1 to 1.5 second gap between Unforgiven and Grasshopper now has managed to get by Willard. So Grasshopper in second. This is the two BMWs on the first two steps of the podium, but Willard has not given it up. He's pushing Grasshopper all the way as he gets towards turn one, and Willard dives to the inside. Gonna have a bit of a look up the inside, is he? No, Grasshopper manages to sling it all the way around the outside. Look at that car lean over. It almost cocking its leg, isn't it? As we take these tight turns. Stealth in fourth. Fantastic stuff from Stealth. He's having a good old fight with Tidders though. Got to be careful. Tidders will pounce on it. If you give him an inch, he'll take it. And you can see Tidders, he's left and right. He's desperately trying to find a way past Stealth, but Stealth defending really well, letting Tidders know he's going to take that inside line if it comes to it at turn 4, and Tidders can just stay with him. He's trying to get into the slipstream now, is Tidders. We'll go on board as we chase Stealth through turn 5, this long sweeping left-hander which takes us back out onto the start-finish line. What's going on? Oh, he's okay, no scaffolding in the back of his car. So Tidders not in the slipstream. Stealth seems to be pulling away actually. Oh, aeroplane into turn 1 then. So Tidders a bit more work to do if he wants to catch back up to Stealth, so we'll leave him to it and let's just see what's happening elsewhere. Matty in 6th. Where are we? We're at 13 minutes nearly, so just over 2 minutes of this race to go. Silly Shot in 7th in the Civic. Brian Moncani just behind in 8th, then Cy in 9th, Bob in 10th, Aussie in 11th, Thomas all the way down in 12th. This has not been a great race for him, has it? All the way down in 12th. Hodgie in 13th with Hawkeye in 14th. Up to the top, and it is still Unforgiven, Grasshopper, the two BMWs, 1 and 2. Willard now just dropped off the back of Grasshopper, probably thinking that he's going to just take P3 and he's quite happy to get himself on the podium. Would dearly love the two guys ahead of him to make a mistake, but at the minute doesn't look like that's going to happen, but it's a great race from Willard. Then we've got Stealth in 4th. Come on, Stealth. Don't think he's going to get onto the podium. There's just not enough time left on the clock for him to do that, but 4th is a very respectable finish. And Stealth will be pleased with that. Matty has made his way up into 5th, so Tidders dropped a place. He's got Silly Shot coming alongside of him into turn 4. No, Silly Shot just backs out. Oh, sparks fly as Tidders tries to remove his wing mirror. Doesn't want that. It's extra weight. Get rid of it. That's what he's trying to do by hitting that barrier. So Tidders in 6th, Matty up to 5th, and Stealth still in 4th, although coming under attack. Let's have a look at the time. We are into the last minute, so this could be the last lap for these guys. Matty knows it. He's got to make a move on Stealth if he wants to get that P4. Stealth taking the inside line into turn 1. Matty though, as Stealth drifts out a little bit too wide, and Matty senses the opportunity. As Matty gets all squirrely coming out of turn 1, but he's alongside Stealth and they're going to get contact. Oh, just a little touch there. Matty backs out. That's cost him because Tidders has gone through as well. Up towards turn. We're going to have to go up to Grasshopper because, Unforgiven. Now then, I think Unforgiven may well get one more lap in actually. He is as he crosses the line, so Unforgiven. Grasshopper's going to get one more in. Let's have a look who else is. Willard will. 15 minutes is up, so Stealth could take 4th here. Is he going to cross the line to take P4? Let's have a look. Yes, he is. So fantastic. Matty gets 5th. Tidders 6th. Brian Moncani 7th. Silly Shot 8th. Bob in 9th. Cy is 10th. Aussie Rooster will finish in 11th. Scraping across the barrier. Thomas, not a great race by his standards, will come across the line in 12th, followed closely by Hodgie in 13th. Hawkeye will finish in 14th. Just ahead of the leaders actually, so we're just going to follow Hawkeye across the line and then we're going to go up to so Hawkeye crossed the line in 14th. So Unforgiven, fantastic race from him, thoroughly deserved the win there. Unforgiven in first, Grasshopper in second, and Willard, what a fight he put up. You can see flash of the lights, thoroughly enjoyed that one. What a fantastic race. Well, you know what, let's just head straight over and try and find race 3, and we'll crack on with that one again. Another one of those, shall we? Race 3, there we go. This is brilliant stuff. I said at the beginning, these guys don't mind trading a bit of paint, and we've just proved it there. Fantastic race at the Blue Moon Speedway. I mentioned on the infield B, very fast track. Let's just sort myself out, get some information up so we can see what's happening, shall we? And we are good to go as we go up to the top. So get the right camera. Oh, Tidders has got himself on pole position for this final race. Brian Moncani is in second, Silly Shot is third, Bob is fourth, Ty is fifth, Aussie sixth, Thomas, sorry, I'm got hiccups then. So Thomas is 7th, Hodgie is 8th, Hawkeye 9th, Matty 10th, Stealth 11th, Willard is 12th, Grasshopper 13th, and winner of race 2. Oh, and he's got the livery on as well now. Maybe he should have left it blue. It seems to bring you a bit of luck, but there you go. Unforgiven all the way down in 14th, so quite a mountain ahead of him to climb. On the medium tyres as well, you do have to, they've got 2 sets of softs and a set of mediums now, because race 1 is missing. I have no idea what tyres they were using, so yeah, we'll just have a look as we go along, shall we? So let's get this race underway. You can see the lights are coming on. We'll wait for them to go out. Grid starts as usual this season for the Ultimate Racing League. And away we go. Looking in the background at those BMWs, they usually get a good start. Tidders has managed to get off the line quite well. So has Brian Moncani. Thomas, a great start from him, up to third already. And on the chase after the 2 guys. But look at the 2 guys ahead. Tidders and Brian Moncani already starting to open up a small gap. Tidders on the softs, Brian Moncani on the mediums. Not that I'm that bothered what tyres they're on, really. It's just fast and furious racing, isn't it? Thomas in third in the Volvo. Then we've got Bob. He's in fifth. He's having a bit of a door bashing session with Hodgie, as Hodgie just goes through and then gets pushed into the barrier, and it's all kicking off again. A good old slam into the barrier for Hodgie. He's picked up damage. Let's go forward with Hodgie. He's alongside Bob as they come towards turn 4, and he is so tight through there. There we go, Hodgie through, bang, have it. And Bob goes through, Si goes through. Oh, a little nudge from behind. I think it was from Unforgiven. He just couldn't get out of it. He's got nowhere to go, actually. Hodgie with damage. Tries to get out of the way, moves to the inside. Aussie goes through, so does Grasshopper. Then we've got Stealth, he's took full advantage. So poor old Hodgie all the way down to 10th, soon to lose another position to Unforgiven, and maybe even Matty as they go into turn 1. So Hodgie, well, he got properly mugged there, didn't he? He got beaten up into turn 4, and then the rest of the gang came along and gave him a bit of a kick as well. Down into 10th goes Hodgie, Unforgiven in 11th, Willard, Stealth, and then Hawkeye. Excuse me, at the back. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Why have we got... Oh, Thomas. Thomas in the Volvo has really not enjoyed his outing here to Blue Moon. I didn't see how he got on in race 1, but he's had a nightmare for races 2 and 3 by his standards. Look at this. So through turn 2, and the back end just carried on going, and bang, into the barrier he goes. Facing the wrong way, as usual whenever you have a crash, and manages to get that thing turned around. But look at the gap he's got now, and that's Thomas all the way down there in 14th. So race pretty much over for him. Tidders though, he's managed to get himself in front with all this chaos that was taking place. Tidders out in front, and has got a decent gap actually. He's got the fastest lap at 53.0. Brian Moncani is in second, with Silly Shot in that Civic. Come on, Silly Shot. He's in third, although coming under a lot of pressure from Bob in fourth. Si is in 5th in the FTO. Laptop started to shut down at the worst possible moment. There we go. So Si in 5th. Grasshopper has made his way up into 6th. Remember, he started at the back. I think he was in 13th alongside Unforgiven. So he's on the medium tyres. He's doing a good job so far as Grasshopper. Oh, as it all goes belly up for Unforgiven. We just caught it out of the corner of our eye. So let's just have a look. We'll go back a couple of bit and see a couple of turns and see what's happened. He's in 10th position. He's got Willard behind him. Nothing really to pressurise him there. Through turn 3. Now then, was it just here that it caught him out? Into turn 4, having to probably slow down a bit more than he normally. Oh, and there we go. I think it was Ozzy that caught the wall. That caused Hodgie to brake, but in turn caused Unforgiven, and he ended up spinning. So, well, race over for him as well. Could give Thomas the opportunity to catch up and have a race with somebody. How? Oh, well, that's just unfortunate for Unforgiven. He'll be cussing and cursing for that, won't he? In the meantime, our race leader Tidders just seems to get further and further up the road. Brian Mulcahy doing everything he can to catch up with him, but look at the battle behind for P3. It is currently held by Bob. He's got Si chasing him down. Silly Shot all over the back. Look at Silly Shot having a good old sniff around the rear end of Si. We'll go on board and let's see. He has to pull to the inside just to see where the corner is. He was that close, Bob, but going very wide. Sparks fly as he catches the barrier on the way out. Manages to stay in 3rd though, with Si chasing him down. It would have slowed him down just a touch. Silly Shot into the slipstream, almost picking up a double slip from the 2 guys ahead. And he's catching up as we get towards turn 1. Now then, a Silly Shot. He usually goes to the inside. He likes to take that nice tight line. No, he's gone around the outside this time. Maybe looking for the old switchback. That's what he's done. Now then, has it worked? A good exit. That was what he needed. Not quite. A good effort though. Si manages to stay in 4th. Why these two are battling though, the 2 guys up ahead, Brian and Bob, are going to get away into turn 4, hard onto the brakes, try and cut as much as you can of that inside apex, and again Si scrapes that wall, and Silly Shot says thank you very much and moves on through to take P4 then, but Si is chasing him down. Let's have a look. Grasshopper still in 6th. We've got a good battle raging ahead with Si and Silly Shot. This will all help Grasshopper catch up, and you can see he's almost on top of them already. Doesn't quite get the entry into turn 1 right, but he's still facing the right way. As that BMW bounces around as he hits that embankment. Hodgie in 7th, recovered actually. It's a good recovery from Hodgie, considering he got pushed into the barrier very early on. So Hodgie up to 7th. This is a good race from him. Stealth in 8th, being closely followed by his twin Matty. Oh, as they go side by side, and Matty almost loses it, but managed to hold on. In fact, he's managed to take the place away from Stealth as well. So the 2 twins battling each other very hard. Matty in 8th, Stealth in 9th. Who's that that's gone very deep? Has somebody gone into the pits? I'm not quite sure what's happening. Oh, it's Ozzy. Ozzy went very low out of the exit of turn 5, maybe just to try and stay out of the way. He's down in 11th. He's racing with Willard at the minute. Willard, as we saw, had a fantastic first race, but now finds himself down there in 10th. He's on the medium tyres. So is Aussie Rooster. Unforgiven also on the mediums, all the way down in 12th, with Hawkeye and Thomas at the back, not enjoying themselves. In fact, praying for this race to be open. We are over. We are only in what, the 6th minute, 7th minute. We're in the 7th minute, so not quite halfway yet. Tidders, wow, look at that gap he is just pushing, isn't he? Fastest man on track actually at the minute is Si on a 52.9. Tidders just taking his time, very consistent for Tidders. Look, 53s, 53.4, 4, 9, 5, so very consistent for Tidders. That's probably why he's out in front. Brian Mulcahy in 2nd. And then we've got 4 cars battling away for P3, currently held by Bob. Brian Moncani will enjoy that. While those guys are battling, he can stay in second. Doesn't want them catching him up, does he? Bob holding on to P3 at the minute. We've got Grasshopper. Grasshopper made his way up into 4th, all the way from 13th on the grid up to 4th. So a great race from Grasshopper so far. He senses another podium finish, doesn't he? He's certainly close enough to Bob. He's picking up the slipstream. Just stick with Grasshopper. I can see a battle raging just behind between Cy and Silly Shot, but I just want to see if Grasshopper can get close enough to pick up a bit of slipstream. But no, Bobby's putting a challenge in on Brian Moncani as they exit turn 1. Nearly a touchy-feely session for those two. You can see the car wobble as they slam up onto the high bank on the exit of turn 1 into turn 2. Bob starting to challenge Brian Moncani. This will play right into Grasshopper's hands as he catches up to the 2 guys in front, and Bob gets through. Bob has managed to get through at turn 3. Into turn 4 they go. Can he get it slowed down enough though? Or is he going to hit that barrier? Oh, I can see sparks flying as Bob hits it. Brian Moncani goes through. He's in second still. Bob back down into 3rd with Grasshopper all up his joff in 4th. So Grasshopper will absolutely love this. Let's go on board with Grasshopper. A quick look behind us. Cy is chasing us down in 5th. But Grasshopper's more bothered about what's happening up at the front. Brian Moncani goes defensive as we get towards the entry into turn 1. Trying to take that nice tight line, cutting a bit of the grass, which forces him wide. Bob, lovely move from Bob, the old switcheroo. A little bit earlier on the brakes. That mistake though from Brian Moncani didn't help. And Grasshopper's moved through as well. So Brian Moncani drops down to 4th. Well, he's being properly mugged, isn't he? Because Cy's gone through as well. So poor old Brian Moncani from 2nd down to 5th. As we get into turn 4, Grasshopper pushing hard to try and catch up to the back of Bob. He gets a good exit. He's into the slipstream. A quick look behind us. Cy is still there. Brian Moncani's there as well. Silly Shot not that far behind. So quite a battle actually for the podium here. Grasshopper's got his foot on it, but he wants to go a step higher, doesn't he? Where are we? We are just over 9 minutes. So a little under 6 minutes to go as we slam our way into turn 1. This time Grasshopper taking a nice tight line. It is Bob's turn to go a little bit wide and maybe lose a bit of time there. Grasshopper underneath the rear wing of Bob now as we go through turn 2. Brilliant stuff from these guys. Cy's got a great view as we go through turn 3 up towards turn 4. Grasshopper gets himself on the inside. Oh, as Bob just manages to avoid the wall, but it slowed him down. And look at this, Silly Shot and Cy smell blood. They are after Bob now as Grasshopper moves through into P2. Silly Shot fancies it as well. He's trying to get into the slipstream of Grasshopper. Bob still just about holding on to P3 by a bumper's length, and it's 3 wide into turn 1. Silly Shot finds himself in a bit of a sandwich there. Probably not where he wants to be. Grasshopper trying to hug that inside line. Silly Shot having to go all the way around the outside. That's going to slow him down a bit. Grasshopper in 2nd. Bob in 3rd. No, it's all change again as Grasshopper loses out and Bob moves through. Bob moves through into P2 again. Grasshopper in 3rd. Silly Shot in 4th. Fantastic stuff as Silly Shot tries to put the pressure on Grasshopper. Grasshopper on the inside into turn 4. It's going to be tight in there as Silly Shot goes around the outside. Sparks fly, but I'm not quite sure where from. It may even be from Hodgie. Hodgie's in there as well. Hodgie and Cy battling away. Cy drops down a bit as Hodgie goes flying through. So Hodgie up to 5th. What a brilliant comeback from him as he got pushed into the barrier very early on. And he's alongside Cy as they hit turn 1. What a fantastic battle this is. We need to look what's happening elsewhere. Willard in 7th with Matty in 8th. These two having a fantastic scrap. Wow, it is happening all over the track. You just don't know where to look next, do you? As Matty takes the inside line and manages to get himself... Oh, has he got himself ahead of Willard? Not, oh, I think he has, but Willard's still fighting back. Willard got the inside into turn 3. But Matty is going to have the inside into turn 4. Not necessarily the best line to take. You've really got to slam the brakes on to make that turn, but Matty gets it done. Willard in 8th. Stealth in 9th. Aussie in 10th. Then we've got Unforgiven, Brian Moncani, those two having a nice little battle at the back there. Thomas in 13th with Hawkeye in 14th, but let's see what's happening elsewhere. Tidders so far in front, nobody's catching him unless he has an absolute disaster. This is where we need to focus. Bob currently holding on to P2. Silly Shot has made his way up into 3rd with Sai in 4th. Grasshopper has dropped down to 5th. Hodgie in 6th. He's now putting a challenge in against Grasshopper. It's fantastic stuff, this mid-pack. Any one of these guys could get themselves on the podium. As Hodgie and Grasshopper go side by side, it is Mercedes against BMW up towards turn 4. Hodgie just gets there ahead of Grasshopper. Grasshopper just backs out of that one. Silly Shot in 3rd, taking quite a wide line and just managing to miss the barrier. 2.5 minutes to go in this 3rd and final race here at Blue Moon Speedway. Hodgie tucking himself underneath a side. They are chopping and changing positions all the way around this track. Silly Shot currently holding on to P3. It is not necessarily sealed though, with Grasshopper chasing him down. Sai in 5th, Hodgie in 6th, Matty in 7th with Willard in close tow. Willard takes the inside line as they exit turn 1, and Willard gets his nose in front. Brilliant stuff from these two guys as well. Everybody involved in some sort of battle apart from Tidders. And who's that at the back? I think actually the guy at the back is oh, it's Hawkeye. He's not involved in a battle either. Thomas, yeah, he's all on his lonesome. Brian Moncani seems to have dropped off the pace. He was right in the mix, wasn't he, at the start of this race? Unforgiven has made his way up into 11th. He's now going to put a challenge in against Aussie Rooster. Let's have a look at the time. 1.5 minutes, just under 1.5 minutes of this race left as Unforgiven tries to salvage something from this race and puts the pressure on Aussie. Stealth in 9th. We're going to go up to the top and see what happening with Tid as well. He is a long way out, isn't he? We are just about to start the last minute. We are into the last minute, so another lap for Tidders. Another lap for most of the guys actually. Things calm down a little bit now since we've left it. Bob is in 2nd and looking good actually for P2. Grasshopper in 3rd, Silly Shot in 4th, then Sai in 5th. Hodgie tucked right underneath the rear wing of Sai's FTO as they exit turn 1. Hodgie just putting the pressure on Sai as they come towards the conclusion of this race. Everybody getting across the line with 30 seconds left on the clock. It may well be, as Sai and Silly Shot get involved. Hodgie's trying to follow Silly Shot through. You can see the cars getting all out of shape as they hit that exit at turn 1. Hodgie on the inside into Silly Shot. Silly Shot and Hodgie side by side. Hodgie's still on the inside. No, he's on the outside now as they go through turn 3. But he will be on the inside as they hit turn 4. But no, he's just dropped in behind Silly Shot, or has he? Yes, he has. I'm going to go up to the top because Tidders surely is going to be getting very close to finishing. Yes, he is. He's round the final turn. Somebody has pulled over into the pit. So Tidders across the line to take the win. Well done to him. A convincing win as well. Bob will finish in 2nd. Fantastic stuff from Bob. Grasshopper will take his 2nd podium finish of the day. Then we've got all this. I'm not even going to try. It is Sai, Silly Shot, Hodgie, Willard, Stealth, Matty, Unforgiven in 10th, Brian Moncani 11th. Aussie will finish in 12th with Thomas 13th and the Hawkeye finishing a lap down in 14th. And I'm sure these guys will be glad to see the back of the Blue Moon Speedway. Infield B, as we follow Thomas across the line. Wow, well, I'm definitely going to need a drink and a lay down to catch my breath. Fantastic stuff from the BTCC. It's one of those seasons you just don't want it to end. I think there's about another 2 or 3 rounds to go. Let's hope so anyway. I haven't a clue where we are next time. But wherever it is, I'm sure it's going to be as fast and furious as this. Thanks for watching, and I shall catch you all very soon.